For as long as I can remember, I've been drawn to internet folklore, but I never knew that myth could turn into a horrifying reality. There we were, Peyton and I, hanging out in our living room, having our traditional Sunday Fortnite marathon session. The room was lit with the blue glow of our screens. Something that I read on Reddit had been bugging me all day. It was about something called the Backrooms.
If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum humbuzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you.
That led me down this rabbit hole of internet stories that just creeped me out. Hey Peyton, have you ever heard of the Backrooms? Peyton paused his game and shot me that look. You know, the look that only a physics major can give when you ask about urban myths.
Why are you always going on about this creepypasta stuff?
He laughed, trying to brush it off. It's not just creepy, it's fascinating. Imagine a place that's all around us, right there. You can't see it unless you clip out of reality. Peyton shook his head.
Come on, it's just an urban myth.
But I was serious, more serious than I'd ever been. But what if it's not? Think about it. If millions upon millions of people believe in something, when does it become true? He was silent for a moment, then with a broad smile, he replied,
Sure, and tomorrow we'll meet Bigfoot at Starbucks. You can buy him a latte.
I'm just saying, the Backrooms are real. Just make sure you don't ever no-clip out of reality. If you do, you will be trapped there forever.
We stayed up way too late playing games last night. My mind kept going back to what Mason was saying about the back rooms. If enough people believe in a myth, does it become reality? It took me forever to finally fall asleep. When I did, I had the strangest dream. In this dream, I was chasing a rabbit through a forest when I tripped and fell down a well. Don't ask me how that worked. Dreams are just weird like that. I landed in what appeared to be an old abandoned office building. The walls were a claustrophobic yellow. The paint, it was peeling in places. Overhead, the fluorescent lights emitted this relentless, almost aggressive hum. The air was thick with the sickly sweet smell of decay. It was a cloying odor that clung to the back of my throat. Underfoot, the carpet had damp patches, which squelched unpleasantly with each step. This had to be the back rooms. What a weird dream. I stopped for a moment to think about it. If this was a dream, how did I know I was dreaming? And at that moment of realization, that's when I began to freak the fuck out. I started pounding at the walls and screaming. Then I started hyperventilating. Oh, and let me assure you, that did not help things at all. Eventually, after what felt like hours, I just fell down, exhausted. How did I even get here? Was I still dreaming? If I was, why could I not wake up? Well, sitting here isn't going to help, so I decided to find a way out. I was in a large office space with a few opaque glass doors. Investigating them showed that they led to different rooms. I was once told that if you are stuck in a maze and take every right turn, you will eventually find your way out. So that's what I did. I began to walk through the back rooms, taking every possible right turn. It went on like that for hours, just the same thing, room after room, empty space after empty space. After enough time passed, I grew tired. Without any other option, I slept on the floor.
The next morning, Peyton was gone. I made him some breakfast, because that's what the world's best roommate does. But he missed out. He probably wanted to get to class early or something.
When I woke, I felt painfully sore. It was the worst night's sleep I'd ever had. Have you ever tried sleeping on a damp carpet? The cold just seeps into you. With no other choice, I resumed my walk, taking every right door. It went on for what seemed like eternity. Then, as I crossed a large room, one of the doors on the other side swung open, and a humanoid, something, entered. What the hell is that? It looked up at me and halted. It was completely featureless, like an artist's mannequin made of pure shadow. Then it spoke.
Well, 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 what do we have here? I'm Vincent, and you must be delicious.
Nope. Nope. I'm out of here. I sprinted to the next door and dashed through. I didn't even dare to look back. I ran until my legs gave out and I collapsed onto the carpet. Gasping for breath, I risked a glance behind me but saw nothing in pursuit. This can't be happening. This can't be real. I looked down at my own shadow and my thoughts flicked back to that monster. Could it still be here with me? God, I hope not. I got up and started walking again, sticking to every right turn. I traveled that way for the rest of the day. Finally, I grew tired and went to sleep on the damp carpet. Again, worst dream ever. 0 out of 5 stars.
It's been over a day now since Peyton disappeared. I've called his parents. I've called the police. I've called everyone. No one knows where he could have gone. I'm so worried.
Did you know that someone can survive without food for up to 2 weeks? After the first 2 days, I was no longer hungry. Water, however, is a different story. I was just so thirsty. You would think there would be water fountains here, but no such luck. Just yellow walls, buzzing lights, and damp carpet. Wait! Damp carpet! Damp carpet! Suddenly, I dropped to my knees and pressed my lips to the damp, musty carpet. I sucked at the wet fibers, trying to extract whatever moisture I could. It was the most foul thing I ever tasted. After I sucked my fill, I staggered to my feet and cried out, "That was so fucking gross!" That's when I heard it. Every fiber in my body screamed at me to flee, and I started to run. The monster roared and began to chase me. It was close, too close. I ran, my heart pounding in my ears. I could see 2 doors in the hallway ahead of me, one to the left and the other to the right. I could feel the beast behind me. Its footsteps were loud, and I could hear its claws digging into the carpet. I jinked to the right, then darted through the left doorway. As the monster slipped by me, I felt something pass through my arm. I closed the door behind me and heard a howl of rage and frustration. That's the problem with giant claws. You can't use a doorknob. I looked down and saw a huge gash on my arm, blood freely pouring out of the wound. It didn't hurt at first. That only lasted for a moment. Then the searing pain came. I took my shirt off and tied it around my arm to stop the bleeding. It worked. Well, for the most part. I began walking again, but did not get far. Maybe it was the blood loss, but I fell onto the carpet in a corner. I took my fingers and dipped into the bloody shirt and reached out to the wall. I never found a way out. I'm not even sure how I'm telling you this now. Maybe this is just another layer of the Backrooms, another trick as I wander these halls. At least, that is, until I die in here.
It's been 3 days and Peyton is still missing. I can't just give up on him. We have been friends since middle school. Today, I went into his room to look for clues as to where he could have gone. There was nothing. Just the soft hum of his laptop, where the screen glowed ominously. I approached the desk and noticed something I did not see earlier. The screensaver was so weird. It looked like those old Doom game screensavers, navigating through endless, pixelated corridors. I stared at that screensaver a long time, transfixed in the endless maze. The screensaver stopped, and on the wall was written in blood.
Mason, you were right.